What is up, guys? It's your boy Torius back again with another video. Today I'm gonna be talking about getting out of your shell, right? So like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment below what you think about the video, and let's get into it. Boom! Alright. So getting out of your shell, right? What did that mean? What did it mean? I'm just kidding. So a lot of times we live our lives going through a lot of trauma, right? A lot of things happen to us during our lives and we don't really have any control over those things, right? The only things that we can control are the ways that we react to them, right? Like our reaction to them, as well as you know, like what we do in those circumstances, right? Like, let's say you have a parent that's hating you or like yelling at you. You go through some crazy shit in your life or whatever. What it's gonna cause you to do is gonna cause you to close up, right? Like as kids, we are fun-loving, happy-go-lucky, running all around, going all over the place, right? But then as life fucking happens to us, we basically get out of that. And we end up closing up, right? We end up staying closed. And when we're closed, we don't open up to anybody, right? Like we just stay to ourselves. We hide in a corner and watch anime, right? I know that's what I did. And I feel like that's why anime is so popular, because we like, if you think about it, right? I feel like we are the generation of the kids who the generation was like the boomers, right? Like the generation that raised us was the baby boomers, like the people who's in their 40s, 50s, 60s right now, right? Because right now it's like we're millennials. Millennials are like the next adults, right? Like honestly, I don't know any, like I feel like millennials is like whoever is like 20s, right? If you want to like clump us up together, we basically are the people who are growing up in the easy society, right? Like this is when life is easy. So the thing is, we don't have no real adversity. We don't have no real challenge, right? We have no real sense of accomplishment, right? Like the generations before us, they had senses of accomplishment, right? What happens when you accomplish something? Your confidence goes up. When you accomplish something, you get out of your shell. Like there is no shell, because you're just like, yo, I'm that nigga. I'm the fucking shit, right? And you're just chilling because you're just like, all right, I know who I am, right? But the thing is like, we don't have that accomplishment no more. Like, I mean, I never grew up with no fucking participation trophies. Actually, I did. I got perfect attendance award, right? And like every year I would always get perfect attendance. And my mom would always say, that's not an award for you, that's an award for me. And now that I realize that, it's funny because it's like, damn, my mom told me to. But yeah, you know, we get awards. It's basically an award for showing up, right? Like I never got no participation award, but I got an award for literally showing up. Like I never did good in school, so I never got no awards or nothing. But I just got the award for showing up, and I think it kind of reflects in what I do now, because I never really cared about like quality, right? That's why I shoot out all these YouTube videos, because the thing is like, maybe because I'm not gonna put in the time to make them super good, right? But I'm gonna release something for you every day, right? Like it might not be the best video ever made on the subject. It might not be the best video ever, but it's gonna help you in like any type of way, right? Because I always come to the conclusion that 1 + 1 = 2, right? And 0 + 0 = 0, right? That's how you can tell I never won no awards in school, because I couldn't do math. 0 + 0. I was like, what is 0 + 0? But yeah, when you have 0 + 0 is 0. 0 plus you could do 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, and that can equal 3,685, right? But guess what? 0 plus 0 plus 0. But 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 3,865, it equals 3,865. But guess what? Do you have 3,865? No, it's a fucking lot, right? That's so dumb. But yeah, because the thing is, it takes so, like, because success is not fucking, you put a whole leap of a mountain of effort, right? A mountain isn't just a mountain. Like, just having a whole mountain of effort isn't having a mountain, right? A mountain is a whole bunch of little pebbles stacked up on top of each other. It's a bunch of little tiny rocks. The mountain isn't just a mountain. The mountain is a whole bunch of different rocks, right? So you have to keep stacking those rocks together in order to get that mountain. The mountain isn't just the mountain. Like, obviously it is. But if you take its little parts, obviously it's atoms, right? If you have one atom plus another, you don't have just a human being. You have all these cells, right? Like, I have all these cells in my hands and shit. Like, you can see them real close. You have all these cells that make up one thing, right? But where am I going with this, right? What does that have to do with getting out of your shell? I don't know. I forget. I'm just kidding. Basically, we lack a self of accomplishment, right? When you're depressed, depression comes from a lack of feeling yourself, right? Because if you're feeling yourself, if you're in the now, if you're in the present, if you're paying attention to what's going on around you, it's not possible to be depressed, right? Read the book The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and you'll understand that suffering can only happen in your mind. Like, you're not really depressed. Like, even if you broke up with your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever, or someone died, that already happened, right? Like, it happened, but we replay these things in our minds. We replay these things in our heads, and we say to ourselves, oh, woe is me. Look what happened, over and over and over again. And you just keep thinking about it, and you're just like, you just keep reminding yourself every time that it happens. I remember when I had gotten broke up with or whatever, like, I had gotten devastated, right? And it was so funny because I just kept thinking about it, and then what I learned is that when you think about it, your body basically recreates the entire reality, and you release those same exact chemicals, right? Like, if something bad happens in your life, you keep releasing those chemicals, and you keep thinking like, oh shit, your body's like, oh shit, this just happened again, oh shit, this just happened again, oh shit, this just happened again. And what happens is that we end up burying those things deep within us, right? We bury those things deep down in us, but it's not like they're gone. They're still replaying, right? We just bury it. We put it inside of our bodies, like literally inside of our bodies. That's why when you work out, like today I was watching From Fit to Fat to Fit, right? And it's funny because dude was working out, right? And he was real fat. And then while he was working out, he starts crying. And then he's like, oh yeah, the personal trainer's like, oh, he's crying because it hurts, because the pain, right? And he's like, oh, yes, it hurts, right? But what I understood he was crying about for real was that he had these stored emotions, because he was in the military, right? Like, dude was in the military, and he had an honorable discharge because he was too fat, right? He was too fat to be in the military. So what happened was he buried that deep inside of himself, and he covered up those shameful emotions, right? He felt very shameful that he was too fat to be in the military. So what he did was he buried that with food, right? He was already addicted to food, so he just kept eating and eating. He got even fatter, and now he's working out. And what happens when you work out is that you release those emotions, right? Like I was saying in another video, your brain is basically like the mind is basically like the ocean, right? The surface is the conscious thoughts, which is like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Oh, this is me, whatever, da da da. And then the ocean is the subconscious, right? Like the entirety of the ocean, all the water and all the sea creatures and all that shit, and all the boats is all the subconscious, right? is everything is in your subconscious, and it's a lot deeper, right? And then the bottom, the ocean floor, is your subconscious, right? So what happens is that we take all of our shitty emotions and our bad emotions, and we stuff them into the ocean, right? Like, imagine a ship. The ship is an emotion, and you sink the ship, and it goes down, 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 right? It goes into the ocean. What happens is the boat's still there. Those shitty emotions are still there. And some people, they have like an entire ship graveyard, basically, right? And that's what therapy is all about. Therapy is all about going to that ship graveyard and just cleaning it up. It's just making the bottom of the floor clean. You feel me? It's all about cleaning up all the ships and getting rid of all those bad emotions. So that's what keeps us in our shell. Us being in our shells is all those ships all buried under the floor of the ocean, right? Like the ships are all buried underneath the ocean. So what we need to do is go to therapy and clean up all that shit. You could do self-therapy, you could do group therapy, you can do one-on-one therapy. It doesn't matter. All we gotta do is just get rid of those emotions, just release them, bring them back to shore, get rid of the wreckage, basically. And yeah, you do this by however you find relaxing, right? Because the thing is that when we have all these ships, we can't really relax, you know? Like, it's like relaxation is hard. We look to drugs, we look to sex, we look to eating, we look to all these things so that we don't have to feel the wreckage of the boats, right? Because the boats hurt. We stuff those emotions deep into us, and we still feel them. We feel them when we're not doing nothing. We feel them when we feel bored. We feel them when we feel angry. We feel them when we feel anything, basically. We just are always feeling them, and they're horrible, right? They're horrible to feel. That's why we don't want to feel them. That's why we take those drugs and numb ourselves, basically, from those emotions. But they just want to be cleaned up, right? They just want to be felt. They just, like the Titanic just wants to be, hey, look at me, I'm the Titanic, right? They just want to be noticed. They just want to be acknowledged. Like, you have to look at your emotions as non-judgmental, right? Like, if you're feeling anger, you feel like, oh, I'm so angry. I hate being angry. I hate being depressed, right? Don't hate being depressed. Feel your depression all the way through, right? Like, just notice, okay, I'm depressed, and look at it non-judgmentally. Like, okay, this is just what I'm feeling. Like, if you feel itchy, do you hate itchiness? Do you scourge? Is itchiness the scourge of life? Like, no, you're just itchy. If you gotta sneeze, what do? You just sneeze, achoo, right? That's all you do. You just gotta understand this is emotion. Okay, like, if you're angry at someone, be like, okay, I feel anger. Sit with it, take a deep breath, feel where the anger is in your body, and you just let it out. And you're Gucci, you feel me? And that's how you just let out these horrible emotions, make you a better person. And it helps you get out of your shell, because then you feel more comfortable around people. Because the thing is like, if you're around people and you have all these shipwrecks underneath your ocean, it gives you a negative vibe, right? And it makes you not really that palatable to be around people. Like, people really kind of want to ignore you and shit, right? So what you got to do is you guys got to sit with these emotions, get rid of them, and, you know, just like release them, and then people will be more at ease hanging around you, right? Like, there's just people that have like negative vibes and shit, and everyone can feel it, but you just gotta let all the awkwardness, like, if you're awkward, just be like, okay, I'm awkward. So that's it. But yeah, I'm ending this video here. If you like it, press like. Let's get this video to 100,000 likes. Subscribe if you're new. Comment what you think about the video. If you have any questions, DM me at Torius at 6 Feet Interviews on Instagram or Twitter, whichever one. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.